Hello, folks. I am back yet again for another review here. And today we are doing another continuation review. And this is, I believe, part 3 or 4 for the Broadway Limited. Unfortunately, Broadway Limited Paragon 4 Crappy F-3 or FEF-3, I should be saying. This is FEF. This is my first, no, not first, second Broadway Locomotive, I believe. Back when they used to have a better colored box. This is with Paragon 4, Union Pacific 484 FEF-3, numbered 842, double stack, with the Sellers FWH. This is the black graphite color, with sound, of course, and smoke. Um, I believe that's it for the box. I do think this box looks so much better than the current boxes Broadway uses, although it's still the crappy slide-out one. Um, yeah, and I do mean crappy, even though Marklam uses these boxes, which again, they're practically identical, if I'm going to be honest with you. Marklam boxes, I have one. I have a Triggs one, which is Marklam. But yeah, let's take a look here. Here it is. For those who don't know, I've had so much trouble with this locomotive in the past that um, I've actually considered throwing this one in the garbage. And I'm not just saying that because it's been that bad. It barely runs. Well, I say barely. It does. It runs better than the big boy, but it can barely pull anything. So with this one, we do get an exploded diagram. I did not get an exploded function sheet. It's this way, but here it is. This side, tender. And then we have our operator's manual, which again, it's all the same for every single locomotive with Broadway, so there's no point of even looking at it, to be honest. So yeah, here it is. My camera might be a bit sideways. Whoops, there we go. And here it is, our FEF. Alrighty folks, now for the prototypical accuracy comparison on my PC here. Now, some of you may out of the gate notice a couple things that are wrong here with the model. So, to start off with first, there is no dash here. Let me zoom in a little bit more. There is no dash here in the number boards, and yes, I will be putting up pictures here. There is no dash. And then on the, what's it called? The Mars light. I don't think it's the same, to be honest. I think it's a different looking Mars light. If I just show a different photo here, it looks more like UP840's Mars light than it does 842. Might as well point out also, there are wires coming from the Mars light and headlight going up towards the stack, while those are nowhere present on the model. Another big thing you may or may not notice is, of course, there's a wire on top of the bell, and the bell is black as well. As far as I know, the bells on these locomotives don't actually move. Well, I might be wrong with that, though. Kind of like the big boy, there's a thing inside the bell that hits against it, and that's like somehow it moves. Maybe it's motorized or something. I'm not sure how it works, but I'm pretty sure that hits against the bell. The bell doesn't actually move. On the model, it does. Not really a big issue. Might as well point that out, though. And the bell on the model might be ever so slightly too big. And I'm saying this because the bell on the model appears to be about the same size as the Mars light, whilst the bell on the prototype is definitely a lot smaller than the Mars light, as you can tell. The whistle is also black. Now, of course, this could just be soot, if that's what you call it. It might be, of course, this is a photo of it, like, really running. I think it's pulling a freight train here. Looks like it could be. Regardless, though, I'll just say for now that it is actually colored black. right here on the top of the locomotive, there is the grab irons on the is this the sand filler hatches? I'm not entirely sure, folks. I don't really know the autonomy of a steam locomotive here, but there is, yeah. Did I say smoke filler, sand filler hatches? There is, of course, our grab iron here, and then there's one there. Whilst on the model, there are some on the sides, which, as far as I can see, are they present? I don't see them though. Looks like there's little shadows here, but I can't tell if that's like grab irons, because I would imagine it'd be here too. There's something right there, but I can't tell what it is. Regardless though, these are not here on the model. And then I think that's it for that. Oh, right, I forgot. There is no brake line on the front as well. And then there is no properly done axle ends. Not to mention that, as you can see on the front axle, front truck, I mean, or front bogie, they did not paint the inside white. Of course, that could just be gone from dirt, but I would imagine they do clean their locomotives. I would think they would. I'm not sure. And then, of course, in the back, too, these aren't white as well. Here it is white, but here it's not. So, interesting. Let's just zoom in very closely here if I can. I don't think I can move around now. Regardless, though, it doesn't look to be white. So yeah, I think that's everything that's wrong so far with this side. Oh, actually, right, I forgot one more thing. The class lights don't seem to be operational. They seem to be very small. Again, if we go back to UP840, we can clearly see that the class lights on this one are a lot bigger than they are on 842. So that's another thing that Broadway did wrong, unfortunately. What can I expect? It's Broadway, right? So what can I expect for a very expensive model? Definitely not perfection. Yeah, regardless though, I think, yeah, there are definitely quite a lot of things wrong with this model. Of course, the bell, class lights, possibly Mars lights. I don't know for certain though. The brake line on the front, the axle ends, the grab irons missing on top, and then the wheels simply being the wrong color. So yeah, definitely quite a lot of things are wrong with this model. Unfortunately, I can't find any photos of the rear of this locomotive or the other side. Unfortunately, I can't. Why? I don't know. Oh, also one more thing I should point out. The wheel here, the valve, is wrong color as well. It is definitely a black here, not a red. So yeah, interesting. Regardless though, yeah, that's going to be it for this section. Also, I might as well point out, this photo here in particular is from the Locomotive wiki. That's what you call it. And I believe this one is from the wiki as well. Alright, let's move on to whatever else. For anyone who's wondering what the weight is on the FEF, FEF weighs 1 pound 5.4 ounces, whilst the tender weighs 1 pound 5 ounces. So like I was saying earlier, or is that's 15 ounces, whoops, not 5 ounces, not 1 pound 5 ounces, and together they weigh 2 pounds 4.3 ounces. So you could actually kind of do a little bit of a workout if you were able to hold both of them in one hand, yeah, which is pretty nice. Like I was saying earlier though, because of how much this tender weighs, it does unfortunately pull some power from the locomotive. But yeah, regardless, let's move on here. Alright, now for the coupler height test here, I have it with my trusty tension scale hopper. And yeah, see, you can see how effortlessly I can move this thing. And no, I don't just have the tender on, it really moves that effortlessly. Regardless, yeah, you can see that's a bit, actually, I don't think that's perfect. A bit, it's not a bit anything. It is good. Yeah, so that's not bad. Although I do have a KD scale on it, so, mind you, with the regular coupler, I believe it was high. Although I don't remember, my first review, because I don't think I did that stuff, but, yeah, it was definitely, really, really high. So yeah, taking, some points off there. Alright, let's go down to the layout now for the 20-second radius test. Alright, folks, so now for the 20-second radius test here. I don't think this is going to do it, to be honest. Now, it's going to be a bit bumpy, I think, too. Because, yeah, the bullfrog snot is kind of on there. But we'll see if it does it anyways. So here it is, coming around. I haven't run this thing in quite some time. But yeah, gotta say, at least there's no ticking in this one. Unlike the big boys, which for some reason there is. But yeah, regardless, here it is. Into frame now. Oh. No, I think we're good. Alright, I think it's okay. Oh, no. The front axle is off. I know that wouldn't have anything to do with the bullfrog's knot because the bullfrog's knot is not on that front axle. Oh, the front truck is off too. Not truck. Front bogie is off as well. Alright, so let's just see here really quickly. Or I should say, I should see here. You're not going to see this. So, okay, so the front axle is off. The rear axle is off. And the two front axles are off as well. Well, that sucks. Alright, let's move on here. Alrighty, folks, so now for the function session here. I have, and I'm actually surprised, I should say, that I could actually get this thing to run with 10 freight cars behind it. Of course, there's smaller ones that are more or less Aero Pacific, so probably makes sense. And more or less, I guess, 5 modern freight cars long, I should say. So yeah, it's not too big of a train, but still looks nice. And I'll just copy and paste the function session from my previous video, since, you know, why do it again if I already did it. Also, one thing I might as well just say, of course, I didn't write this in my previous function session, because I didn't know any better, because I was being misled by people. Regardless, though, the whistle, bell, chuffing is completely wrong to the actual locomotive, so, yeah, very disappointing. And I don't really understand why you have, why you would want industrial and, like, logging sounds in your locomotive, when you can only use them when the locomotive's fired, so it doesn't really make any sense, you know? Regardless, though, yeah. Alright, let's hear those functions.
against you, so go out looking out for switches. That's Garage Hill. If you guys need it, we'll make it work. Okay, sounds good. Roger, showing you clear north. Engineer sector, over. Sorry, they got a switch problem down at 119 and a bunch of traffic coming. 700 has a big load for the grade. Yeah, we make the switches. Okay, roger that.
Right now, just for a little comparison between the real 844 and 842, I believe they have the same whistle and possibly the same chuffing sounds. So yeah, let's do a little comparison here. Alrighty folks, hope you all enjoyed this video and prototypical accuracy comparison and running session of this locomotive. Now, for those who may be new to my channel, maybe you just don't remember, I have a point system, and I recently did discontinue that, but now I'm actually deciding to bring it back for this review. So for those who don't remember or don't know, my review points system is out of 100. And if I find something that's bad or prototypically wrong, I deduct points from there. So I will be taking points off for prototypical accuracy. I will be taking 20 points off due to there being just so much wrong with the locomotive. I say so much, it's not really that much, but it's still a lot. So yeah, 20, did I say 20? I meant 15, whoops, 15 points. So that brings it down to 85 so far. And now I will take another couple points off just for the running, capacity. Um, with this locomotive, it's taken me around 5 to 6 months to even get traction tires for this, and I'm still waiting for them to be made now. I've messaged BLI around 5 times, I'd say 5 or 6 times, trying to get traction tires, and they've completely ignored me, not even responding to my emails, until I messaged them back once I got my big boy back, trying to get the parts for it because it arrived broken, because BLI put basically no padding in the box and it arrived broken. That's a whole different video though. Regardless though, I still haven't got those traction tires, and Bullfrog's not didn't work. Of course, it's not their fault, but yeah, it can't really pull much without those traction tires, unfortunately. I guess I really can't expect it to pull 100 cars without anything, but yeah, regardless, it's a bit disappointing. Not going to be taking any points off there, but yeah, a bit disappointing. Now, something I will be taking 10 points off for is the sound system. Of course, it's completely inaccurate. I will say it is kind of close. It's kind of close, but it's still very, very far off from the real thing, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm going to be taking 10 points off there. It's down to 75 points. And now a couple other things as well. And then after that, unfortunately, I will say the headlight did fail. It just started flickering like crazy, which was really strange. No idea why that happened. And then I also had 2 smoke units fail on me on this locomotive. It seems that almost every Broadway smoke unit I have has failed on me, except for the ones from my Paragon 2 brass hybrid locomotives. Those run fine, which is really strange. I mean, I guess they don't build them like they used to. That's actually an effect for once. Wow. Yeah, so very interesting. At least BLI did give me smoke units back. Or I should say, not back. They gave me one. And yeah, I think it was one. And they also did give me a boiler cap and a smoke control board as well to fix my issues. Now, that did work, but the second smoke unit they gave me did end up leaking again, which again, I do not overflow these smoke units or overfill them. It just happens, which is really strange to say. It really does. If you are wondering how I fill my smoke units up, I usually do a drop, or maybe, yeah, 4 drops a week. And that's a week, by the way, that's not a day, because they generally do last for quite some time. I don't always need it to be very, very, very thick. I do use Broadway smoke fluid as well, so not sure how that even happened, to be honest. So yeah, I'm gonna be taking another 15 points off there for that happening, because again, that really shouldn't happen on a model this expensive, or any model for that period, I guess, or not period, for that question. It shouldn't happen to any model. So yeah, 15 more points off brings us down from 75. I think it was 75, right? 75 down to 60. Really isn't that good, let's be honest. So yeah, that's gonna be our final score here. 60 points just for all the issues and stuff. So yeah, that's gonna be our final score. 60 points out of 100. So yeah, I don't really think this is worth it, to be honest, unless you don't run the smoke unit and you have spare traction tires on hand, then you'd be good. But yeah, for there being so many inaccuracies, I would have just liked to see it accurate, if that makes sense. I know most people don't really care about all those fine details, but to be honest, when you're making them that much, you would really expect for them to have those details. So yeah. Alrighty, folks. Thank you all so much for watching my review here and sound, I guess, comparison. Alright, folks. If you can, please like and subscribe. These videos do take me quite some time to make. Alright, folks. Thank you all so much for watching. And yeah, that's our final point score, 60. And I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye, folks. Over my Broadway Limited FEF-3 today. This is a brand new smoke unit I just put in 2 days ago. I just want to point that out. There's smoke fluid all over the drivers and the pistons. So the smoke unit is leaking. At least I still have the old one. And if I look at my tracks here, they are covered in smoke fluid, especially over here. It straight up lifted up the ballast and threw it onto the track, which is great. So yeah, I'm not sure how, but it did. It just came off the tracks and it lifted all the ballast up, and I was wondering why. Why it had no grip. That's because the grip tires are covered in smoke oil. So that's just amazing. At least I still have the old one, and that one still works. But from headlight problems to soundboard problems to smoke unit problems to everything with this thing, problems never go away. And hear it become unsynchronized. So, since that's 16, then decelerate. And see, there is no tripping noise now, which is always good. Exactly what you want to hear from a steam locomotive that's meant to have tripping. Hey folks, thank you all so much for watching my review here. I know I already said this, but yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in my next one. If you can, please like and subscribe. It does really help out the channel. But yeah, so this is all of my failures that I've had with this locomotive. Headlight, chuffing, and then the smoke units, and then the headlight. So yeah. Yeah, just a lot of issues, unfortunately. It's just very painful. And I really wish BLI said at first that you needed a 5 amp DCC system to actually run the smoke unit, because I never knew that at first. So yeah, that really sucked when I had my original power cab. But yeah, very, very unfortunate. Alright, thanks for watching, folks, and I'll see you in my next one.